Bulletcast for life.
Get up! This is a revolution! This is our time to rise! Look deep within your mind, look deep into the hate in my eyes. We are the elite, and you are the weak. No matter how hard I fall, I'll get back up on my feet. Red alert, this is gonna hurt. When your face is in the dirt, you'll know your death is what I seek. We are the elite, and you are the weak. And I will always get back up on my feet. Why are they alive?
Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, the microphone Messiah, Phillip Brandon. I'm joined by the Canadian Destroyer, BT, Brandon Tanguma. What's up, man? How are you?
Great. Might be the earliest we've ever done a Bulletcast before. We're here doing it in the morning. So, if we're a little sluggish, a little different. That's why. I'm just going to blame it on that. But we're going to give you the performance-enhancing audio, which we haven't said in a while, but we're going to bring it back just for today.
You know what? I mean, that podcast I got that from doesn't exist anymore. So can we say that? Is that
guess,
okay?
Sure, yeah.
Is that PEA? I remember I used to. I just I was watching one of our old ones. It was like it was our go home show before the first All In. I was like, damn, we were in a studio. We were really doing this, and now look at us.
And now we're here just on Zoom, and you can't see us.
Yes,
Like John Cena.
I have a wrestling show on the day of his last match. So should I do that? Just
Damn, look, you're going head to head with John Cena.
come on, man. I'm going head to head with the franchise. I wouldn't have it any other way. But yeah, man. A lot's happened in the last week. An interview happened for this podcast.
Oh
finally.
my goodness. Who would have seen that coming?
David Dutra.
Yeah. Did
Yes.
happen. Yeah.
Well, tell us about it.
Well, you want me to tell you about it? And
Yeah.
see, this is where I do the bit where I just ramble on and I just speak in platitudes. And then Philip is like, "Oh, you didn't listen to the interview." Well, Philip, guess what? You know how I did listen to the interview? Because you actually asked the hot tub time machine question.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I did listen.
Dave Dutra was on for a third interview, but overall, like 5 times he's been on the show. What'd you think?
It was a good time. Dave Dutra, been in the Bay Area indie scene for quite a long time. Someone that I've seen numerous times across different promotions. And you guys kind of talked a lot about kind of the storytelling of indie wrestling, or kind of having a story in independent wrestling, which is something not a lot of people have, because as the guys talked about, a lot of it's just kind of like, putting people together and just matchmaking, when sometimes it is nice to have cohesive storylines going on from show to show.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. He was in a great one with the Battle Kingdom and everything. Yeah, Dave Dutra, a veteran of the not just the underground 20 years over there, but just a veteran of the NorCal scene, man. I remember like Pink Mink Inc. in the APW garage and everything he's doing right now. A class act, man. Always has been, always will be. So shout out to the underground icon, Dave Dutra. Please go check out the interview. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts. It's on YouTube. There's a video, you get to see that. But yeah, man, shout out to Dave. I really appreciate that. Sir Mo, we talked about him last week from Men on a Mission. He unfortunately passed away due to his illness at the age of 59. Yeah, man. When somebody dies, people make the rounds and RIP. But I saw more than I thought I would, if that makes sense. I mean, is those guys from that era, like if you were a bigger star, then obviously. But it was nice to see that he got a lot more love than usual. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, man, he deserves it. Man on a Mission, they were a big factor during a certain time in WWE. Obviously tag team champions. So yeah, unfortunately, Sir Mo has passed away. RIP to him.
Yeah, sad situation there, as we talked about a week or two ago about what was going on, and unfortunately he did pass away. And yeah, no disrespect to his actual WWE career, but like, Man on a Mission, they had their moment, but they weren't like the biggest stars in the world. But like, as you said, it seemed like he did have like an impact, not only like, on people, but just like, maybe like the independent wrestling scene in general. I think he had like a pretty big print on like the UK indie scene or something like that. So like, just because, someone only has like a cup of coffee in WWE doesn't mean they stop doing stuff in wrestling.
Yeah, I was looking like he was wrestling recently, or at least into like 2019, 2020. It was okay. He was having a run. Jason, who runs OIWA out in was Arkansas. Yeah, I guess Mo had been over there teaching his son and just the guys that they train and ride with. And I was like, okay, it was nice to see him giving back really recently to the game. So I was like, that's awesome, man. But RIP to Sir Mo. May he rest in peace. Cena's last match, apparently people were in the queue. They had 60,000 in the queue trying to get tickets to Saturday night's main event on the 13th of December.
It is interesting that in this day and age where we talk about TKO gouging ticket prices and, making everything way more expensive than it used to be, that they didn't see this opportunity and try to capitalize on it. And not, you don't need to put it in a football stadium, but even like a baseball stadium, like they've done that for Royal Rumbles. Like I'm surprised they didn't go after getting a larger gate instead of just putting this in a standard basketball hockey arena. Because it seems
Yeah.
as though there was the demand for it.
Yeah, we're because they're in DC. Where is there
Well, I
what's
mean, this is in December, so weather is an issue. So you would need to
yeah,
like
yeah,
have
yeah.
something indoors. So there's no indoor DC venue. But that would mean you have to go somewhere else. I mean, you go to Florida, you go to these other places that have the domed stadiums, but they like to do their little bids from the cities that pay them money just to bring it to town. So it's kind of like, if DC was the only place available, then I guess they'll put it in the arena because that's the only place DC can put it in.
Yeah. I know Saturday night's main event was on the calendar, but you would think we do like a John Cena's last match show.
I mean, it seems like I mean, it's probably just going to be that. Like, it's going to be
Yeah,
a 2 hour
yeah, but I'm
show.
saying
It's going to
like
be like an hour and a half probably of just Cena stuff.
I'm saying like what you call it, like Saturday night's main event's on the calendar, but like I feel like in the Vince era, we would have got an additional. All right, and we're gonna do John Cena's last match, like a special. Like what they did with the Shield. You saw Ric Flair's last match, but that was an independent thing. But you
Be
saw.
a real shame if they give him the Goldberg treatment and have him get his post match speech cut off.
Well, this won't be on NBC TV. It'll be on Peacock, so Cena's getting all the time he wants.
Or on Netflix if you guys have a VPN.
Yes, yes. If you have a VPN, or I have another way of watching it's on Peacock. So you don't need it's not, this isn't on ESPN.
Yeah, but I'm paying for Peacock.
You don't have Peacock anymore. You got rid of
I
it,
I canceled my cock.
bro. You're not gonna watch NXT Halloween Havoc, bro.
It's on NX. It's on Netflix.
Ah, yeah.
Internationally, everything's on Netflix.
Okay.
For now, we'll see how how that stuff plays out.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, but they could have capitalized on something massive here. As we get closer and closer to these because what Cena, he's still not scheduled to appear for like 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he's just gonna like he's showing up for the two Raws in Boston
In the
and New
Garden.
York, and then he's gonna go to Survivor Series, and then he's gonna do the show, and that's pretty much it.
Damn. Do, 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 do. Can we get like four more surprise dates? Can we just add 4 dates real quick?
No, I mean he laid it out to what his dates were, and I mean
Yeah,
he's babyface John Cena now, so maybe he'll be like,
like
"Look, guys, I'm such a great guy. I'm gonna add two more dates."
the countdown clock was great. Like I know this would have been a waste, but if he had just like shown up, like made a lap around the ring and left, and that counted as one of the dates, that would have been hilarious. But yeah, man, I kind of wish he didn't announce how many dates that were gonna happen. He just shows up and we're like, oh, yeah. That's neither here nor there. Lillian Garcia signs a 2-year deal with World Wrestling Entertainment. She was back. She was on SmackDown doing the ring announcing. She's going to be doing the ring announcing for Saturday night's main event. So shout out to Lillian Garcia, a legend in the game, a voice of the childhood.
Yeah, shout out Lillian, respectfully. As you said, she's kind of in there occasionally, kind of like as a fill-in, especially after the Australian tour. So giving some people some breaks, and then Lillian can go fill in there. So she's still's got the vocal cords to deliver. So
Absolutely.
proud of her.
Yes, and speaking of one WWE ring announcer to a former WWE ring announcer, Samantha Irvin has apparently one more year on her non-compete or non-appear for another wrestling company. I didn't realize she had a 2 year you can't be anywhere. I didn't realize that. That's why she's been doing so much music, but she put out a post like that, that uh ring announcer what
It was
was
a response on Twitter to somebody because of the whole Andrade situation. So then she was, saying what's going on with her.
yes, yes, yes. Well, I didn't even know she signed or this was a thing.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's some clause in these new TKO contracts.
We got to talk about the Andrade of it all. So, well, there was a breach in his. So, what's going on with this? You get released and you can't appear for a year, and then like,
The
or if
thing
they,
is I don't know what's like this Irving and Andrade thing seems similar, but the actual way they cut ties were way different because it seems as though Samantha's was more of like a okay, I don't want to be here anymore. I just want to move on and do other things, while Andrade was more like allegedly he had some substance abuse, some tests go
yeah.
awry, and that's why he
So
got fired. So it seems like that one's a little more hostile. But then now apparently WWE's trying to maybe get him back to WWE after he did his one-off appearance on Dynamite.
yeah,
And Andrade just either didn't know what was in his contract or I don't. It's a whole situation.
I guess what like he got let go early out of the contract, and he has a year non compete. But then if your contract expires, there's still a 90 days now. When back then, like if it expired, you can go wherever you want.
Yeah, and this is, a whole legal thing which is above my pay grade. And, they're independent contractors, but yet these contracts are like employees. Cause like if you were to, fire a plumber and then just be like, you can't work on any other street, you can't work on any other house on this street for the next year because I didn't like how you did my plumbing.
Well,
That
then just
seems
go
a
to a
little,
different street.
well, anywhere in the city and you
Go
can't
to
go
a different
anywhere
city.
else. Well, you know what I'm saying.
Well, the Jesse the body tried to he tried to fix this a long
Jesse the
time
Body
ago.
Ventura appeared on Smiley Friends this week. Philip, you a Smiley Friends guy? You have
What
no
the
idea what I'm
puppet?
talking about.
He was a puppet, right, or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, come on,
Look at Philip, locked into the culture.
come on now, come on now. That I saw an OKC game. What OKC number two. There was some questionable things he did that I'm not gonna get into here. Just on the court, I was like, okay, all right.
Any thoughts on Chauncey Billups getting arrested?
Hey, brother, there's a lot going on, man. A lot's happening in this world. But back to Jesse the body. He's still in the bungle. He tried to help it out, but your boy Terry, he wasn't having it.
My boy.
Yeah. Oh no, so Ref Terry from what you call it from Oasis, right? Ref Tight Pants.
Yeah, ripped his pants.
Yes,
And I thought
yes,
he
yes.
like tore his groin or something.
That's Terry's. That Terry's Terry's boy. That's Hogan's homie.
Brother.
Yeah, yeah. So VKM wins in court. He won the case with the car accident and whatnot.
Yeah, just kind of gets a slap on the wrist. Shocker that a very powerful, rich person just kind of a slap on the wrist for maybe some wrongdoings they may have done.
No chance. No
It's always
chance.
interesting getting new photos and videos of Vince, not moving as well as he used to. He's got the Pepe Le Pew white streak in his hair now.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, I wonder. I really wonder, like, how am how not being in WWE anymore impacted his health. Because they say like once you stop doing like the routine that you've done for so long, you just immediately abruptly stop. Like it messes you up. I wonder like what Vince went through. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's kind of, I mean, obviously it's a little different, but it's like those things where someone's significant other partner like ends up dying and then they just end up dying like very soon after.
Yeah, yeah. That actually happened to my aunt and uncle. Yeah.
So, we haven't heard anything in terms of health stuff with Vince, but if you kind of see stuff, he does not look like the Vince of 10 years ago, at
Well,
least.
no, he didn't. I mean,
Even like a few, okay, at least like the Vince from like whenever like this stuff started first popping off, and he had that,
2022.
and he had that, he trotted himself out there the day of all the accusations, and the fans still cheered him. But
How the
neither
hell have
here
you
nor there.
been? Yeah, yeah. What else is on here? WWE AI. Let's talk. The internet was in a frenzy about this. Let's talk about this, man. So uh, this you see this the dirts. We just had a conversation off air about the dirts. Don't believe the dirts, guys. I've been telling you guys this for years, but nobody wants to believe it. They just keep doing it. Yeah. So I get the internet was like, oh man, Chat GPT's writing the storylines now, blah blah blah. AI wrote Jey Uso doing this and that, blah blah blah. So what I mean, I like to form my own opinions and do some digging. So what I found, or what do you think this is, Brandon? Before I get into it,
I mean, from what I could gather, is it just seems like WWE, like the creative team or whoever involved, is just like messing around with AI. Like, from my understanding, which I didn't do any deep dive, just kind of like seeing what's on Twitter, is like, AI is a very big thing right now. They messed with it a little bit, see what's going on. Allegedly, AI came up with some storyline about Bobby Lashley, who's not in WWE, being some mega Japanese culture fan or something. And AI can work if you give it very strict parameters, but if you kind of just let it go and just do whatever, that's when things get off the rails. You can get, Japanese Bobby Lashley.
yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all. So well, I found out what you call it. WWE has a creative divisions department aside from the creative storytelling that happens on TV, and the creative divisions department deals with like graphics and videos and things like that. And that's what this is most likely going to be used for. Like what you call
I
it?
mean, people have already like pointed out that some of the posters and stuff that they've made looks very AI generated.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like those first original Grande Americano vignettes and stuff. Yeah, that stuff was definitely AI. Like this, so that's really what's going on here. Like they're not gonna let the Chat GPT decide the road to WrestleMania, brother. Like, come on, guys. This this is what I'm talking about. People see headlines and they don't actually make an informed decision for themselves, and they just believe it and just go off with it. Like we got to stop doing that. We have to stop. That's how you give these guys power. That's how they keep doing this stuff.
That being said, I would like to see a Japanese Bobby Lashley and see how he does with that.
Maybe Tony Khan will book that. All right, moving on from the WWAI. Marco Stunt is now a car salesman. That is his new job. I saw the video. I saw the vignette. You're gonna go buy a sedan from Marco Stunt.
Maybe. I mean, I am not looking into, but I've thought about maybe getting a new car. So, we'll see what's going on. Maybe we'll
Wait,
go
you're
to.
getting rid of Jules?
I don't know if I get rid of Jules, but Jules isn't exactly the most gas efficient car in the world, even though I don't
Jules
drive that much.
is Jules she's still hanging on?
I I guess. I mean, you're the one that put me on that she's like actually wrestling still, so shout out Jules, respectfully, of course.
I'm talking about your car.
Oh, which one we talking about? What Jules we talking about?
The
Yeah, my Jules is doing just fine. I don't know about the
yeah,
other Jules.
yeah, she's still hanging on.
Yeah,
All right.
doing great.
I don't know what you were talking
I
about.
got I got a TikTok gimmick where I just plug it into my stereo and I can it turns into a Bluetooth speaker instead of having to plug it in all the time. Because every time I plugged it in, it like reset my playlist, and so every single time it would just go from alphabetical order. So I just get ADHD from Kendrick Lamar playing every single time, and it was annoying.
Bro, there was a period of time where, like, I don't know what was going on with my car, my Bluetooth. Like, I love the Jacksons. I love the Jacksons 5. But what was it? ABC, I think, just played automatically, or the Love You Save, one of the two songs. I was just like, what is like I'd be listening to like, Tupac or Big or like Eminem or something like some Drake, and then all of a sudden,
Drake.
yes, bro. Yeah, yes, Drake, bro. We gonna stop with the Drake hate here, okay? That is one of the people we do not slander on this show. All right.
I mean,
Now,
big
I'm
time
not.
for Drake. Toronto Blue Jays in the World Series today.
Come on now, hello, Blue Jays and the Dodgers, right?
Oh, look at you,
See,
Mr. Sports over here.
who did you think I was?
Now, can we name one player on the Blue Jays?
Man, I'll name any player on the Blue Jays, but we got to keep going with this show. Stop
Exactly. I
playing
don't
with
hold
me.
up the podcast.
I ain't never been on curveballs and chair shots.
All right.
I ain't never been on curveball and chair shots.
Well, listen
Wait,
to Curveballs and Chair Shots this weekend. Whenever the hell we drop, we'll give you all the dumb analysis. I'm still climbing up to 50% on my football picks, but we'll get there eventually.
GCW and WrestleCon Vegas, they've announced already?
Yep, they announced instead of being kind of two different things, they've announced that they will both be emanating from the Horseshoe Hotel in Las Vegas, so almost
Oh,
across the
they're not
street
going
from
to do the
Caesar.
West Gate anymore?
Apparently not. I mean, I think this is a fallout from the late announcement of Las Vegas, because as you guys remember, everything was supposed to be in New Orleans next year, but it got switched to Las Vegas. So,
I don't know.
and
They announced it pretty like during the
yeah, but usually these things happen like a year in advance, and
yeah.
it's very hard to book venues in Las Vegas for like what they're from the 6th, the 15th to the 19th, so 5 days. Um, so I think this is kind of a fallout from that. So instead of having two separate venues or whatever, they're gonna be together in um
Let me see. Is
one
this
hotel. But the Horseshoe is on Strip, so it's a good location for anyone who will be going there, possibly us too. So I am
where's this?
excited.
Where'd you see this announcement?
It's on Twitter.
Oh, I'm looking on the GCW Twitter. I don't see it.
It's probably the collective. It's probably where they put it out because that's what the whatever the fuck you call it, the thing they do for WrestleMania
Oh,
weekend.
the collective, yeah. But I still don't see this. I'm gonna type in GCW WrestleCon.
Yeah, just type in WrestleCon. I'm pretty sure WrestleCon will be there.
GCW WrestleCon.
If I can even spell WrestleCon. There we go.
Okay, there we go. 2026. Done to the 15th through the 19th. The Horseshoe, formerly Bally's. Right on. Okay, I'll get to go with
Which
that.
Bally's was the hotel I stayed at for the very first Double or Nothing.
Yes. Okay, I see
But
it.
now
Here
it's
we
been
go.
renovated, so now it's the Horseshoe. But it's a center strip, perfect location. Um,
You know what?
I haven't been to the actual arena or whatever you would call it, so I don't know what that venue looks like. But
What?
at the Horseshoe, I haven't been to their plaza or whatever gimmick, all these shows are gonna be taking place in. But um, yeah, it's I would say a really good venue for people who might not be, who are staying on strip but don't have any cars and are just gonna walk slash Uber places like myself. So
Oh,
I'm excited for that.
so are you going to Vegas, man?
We are in very advanced talks right now of going to Las Vegas.
Come on,
I would probably
come
say
on.
me going to Las Vegas is probably like a 85%. I literally just need to wait for my next pay period to come in so I can get enough PTO to then request the days off.
Come on, brother. Let's go, man. Yeah.
So
Go
there
go
you go.
go do all the indie stuff in Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, Double or Nothing? Yeah, that was the last time out. Yeah, Vegas. That was a good time in Vegas. Went
Yeah,
to the
someone was a part of a survey.
yes, yeah. But it was survey time, brother. There you go. Yeah, man. I remember, man. I went to Ron Funches, get high and watch wrestling, and me and some homies. Remember those homies I met out there?
Vaguely.
Yeah, I saw them in Vegas this year for WrestleCon. I was like, hell yeah, what's up, guys? It's been like 6 years. Yeah, dude. Man, Ron Funches get high and watch wrestling. And then Scott Hall turns the corner. He's walking down the aisle, brother. He's fucking two sweetses. What's up, fellas? And then he goes into a massive pop. Great time. Great time. And then we saw Bill Apter do karaoke. It was a lot was going on. We
Yeah,
already talked about WWE trying to get Andrade back. Liv Morgan expected to return in early 2026. I miss Liv Morgan.
I bet Don Mysterio misses Liv Morgan. But he's got Roxanne Perez, allegedly.
And the Intercontinental and AAA Mega Championships.
Yeah, he's doing fine.
All right.
But this definitely does point to like Royal Rumble because it seems as though she'll be cleared or ready to come back in January, so very early 26. Unless you want to build up the storyline between her and Roxy going into it, but I would not be shocked if we don't see her again to the Rumble. And maybe
Bro.
like that they go heavy into the Roxy Dom kind of situation, and then she comes in and like goes after Roxanne in the Rumble.
That's crazy though. Yeah, I could see that. Maybe yeah.
Because they teased it a little bit on Raw today or last week, and them kind of because they've kind of like I think
They've cooled off on it.
They've cooled off on it a little bit since she got into the Judgment Day, but then they kind of teased a little bit on Raw this past week.
Let's do it. Let's do it. SmackDown. So it's supposed to be Jacob Fatu. Shout out Bigos. Hello. Going up against Drew McIntyre. Hey, Drew. Number one contendership for the WWE Championship. And Jacob Fatu gets attacked backstage. His teeth are knocked out. There's blood on the ground. What you call it? And then so
SmackDown in San Jose.
Yes, SmackDown in San Jose. Oh my brother. I went to that remix Rumble gimmick.
Oh yeah, talk about that. How's that?
Oh my.
What are the crowds like that?
You can only imagine.
Because I'm like,
you know what kind of crowd was there.
Hopefully the sense were the venue sense were strong in a good way.
What do you mean by that?
Just wrestling fans have a little reputation about
No, it didn't smell. It was odor free.
Okay, good for them. Good for them.
Just
good for us wrestling fans. We finally advanced.
Uncoordinated jabronis in a mosh pit, and then they're doing wrestling moves on each other. I'm just like, all right. A couple people that I went with, they hopped in. I was like, okay, guys, yes, I see what this is.
We're here for the music, not for the markouts. Come on now.
I mean, even the set, like real talk, the set list could have been so much better. Like he didn't play the hits, man. He didn't really play the hits. Like there was no thugonomics. I don't. Maybe he played Cena's song. There was no evolution. Like there was no like.
Was there a Stone Cold Disturbed theme song, which is Stone Cold's best theme song, by the way?
No, there wasn't that. He played Roman's current theme. I needed the head of the table theme. I think he played Jey Uso's. It was just like he ended it with Undertaker. I'm like, we're gonna end it with a slow ass song. What are we doing?
Not even the Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness one, which is the best theme song.
No, the Ministry of Darkness. That one got a little heat to it. Nothing, man. He played Slow Chemical. I was like, okay. Voice of Randy Orton's, I was like, okay. Cody's obvious.
Once again, not Randy Orton's best theme song. That's okay.
What, Burn My Light?
Of course.
He hated that song?
He does hate that song.
Yeah.
Never coming back.
What else did they play, man? Judas, obviously. There's
And how long was this? Like 2 hours?
It started at 7:30. I didn't walk in there till like 8 something.
Mr. Fashionably late over here.
Oh, come on now. Hello. It's like 7:30.
Wait, the show started at 7:30, you said?
7:30, yeah, because
SmackDown ends at 7.
Yeah. Or maybe they started later. I don't know. We really didn't get in there until like closer to like almost 9, like 8:45ish. But yeah, man, it was like that till like 11. Yeah, it happened. But if I feel like a different crowd in a different city with a better set list, it would have been much better.
That's okay. I'll go there in Vegas and we'll get turned the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm sure Vegas is gonna be popping. Yeah, but yeah, okay. So
I got to get there. We all seen the videos of Liv Morgan at the club. I mean,
that was that WWE club after party thing with people. Bro, I've been seeing like the hangout with like what was it, Nia Jackson, Dom before like they're doing these meet and greets I'm like, bro, like. Who has this type of money? What do y'all do for a living? What do y'all? I need to know. What are y'all doing for a living to afford these things?
They are part of those mafia poker games with Chauncey Billups.
Mafia, Melon. But yeah, man. Crazy stuff. All right, back to it. Fatu gets all his teeth taken out, knocked out, blah blah blah. Cody Rhodes said, "You want a title match? We can do it right now." So Cody, he's still in the suit. He's still dressed to the nines. I heard a story about Cody Rhodes recently at this SmackDown. I'm gonna put it out. We already knew. We've had interactions with him. Cody Rhodes, great guy, class act, hands down, phenomenal guy. Stopped what he was doing to make a kid's day, man. You love to hear that. But yeah, so they're going after. They're doing it. They're fighting. Cody hits Drew with the WWE Championship, and I've been hearing Sam Roberts talk about this, like that's a bad guy thing to do. John did it all to Cody during his run. Samoa Joe just turned heel in AEW. What did he do? Hit Hangman with the championship. Come on, man. What's going? I mean, but this is the version of Cody I like, though. Like when he's just like, enough. I've had enough. Like it's time to really throw some hands. So they're doing this, and then they've announced Saturday night's main event, November 1st. It's going to be Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. This is a stacked Saturday night's main event. We're going to talk about the other blockbuster match that's going to happen on there when we get to Raw. But yeah, man, what are your thoughts?
I mean, the whole Fatu situation, it's a little murky. We don't exactly know what's going on with his injury status, but they had a pivot. They gave you a match that you knew they weren't going to give you finish to, and they clearly didn't. So they just kind of like do the brawl. Crowd gets into it because it's happening in front of them, but as a TV audience, you kind of see through it. The different aspect of Cody's character, maybe like I don't see this as a heel turn, obviously, but
No, no,
showing
no.
different aspects, a little darker, not as happy-go-lucky. Maybe could then evolve into a heel turn in a 2 years or more for Cody, but I don't mind, you know, seeing something different from Cody, especially, with Drew. But, Drew has been in this position many, many, many times before, and he just keeps losing. I just don't know how much more you can do with him.
If he loses this, the only thing to do is for him to be seen as last opponent and him to. So let me run this by you, man. I've heard Sam Roberts talk about this. What if Saturday night's main event, Cena's in the ring, he's waiting for the opponent, the final boss's music hits, and this might be the only way to tie all this up. He comes out there, he says, he just kind of talks about what happened at Elimination Chamber, and then how Cena just changed his mind a couple months later, and blah blah blah, and now you're gonna face my chosen one, and it'd be Drew McIntyre. Because Drew McIntyre, when he re-signed with the company, The Rock gifted him a sword. They've been seen drinking Terramana together. Drew McIntyre is the face of Project Rock. The Rock's his clothing brand. So what if Drew McIntyre is the chosen one and he beats John Cena, retires him, and then he goes on in 2026 to have the run he finally deserves?
I mean, I try to think about what Cena's last match could be, because thus far it's been a complete nostalgia, playing the greatest hits for the most part, outside kind of like the Cody stuff. But I mean, people brought up Gunther, Dom, Drew. I don't know. David Otunga even brought up the possibility of working out some sort of agreement where WWE waives the no compete for Andrade in exchange for Edge to compete on Saturday Night's Main Event. And honestly, like that would make
Oh,
the
he's a
most
lawyer.
sense.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it would make the most sense for Edge to return and they just do one more match, because at this point, I just don't know who. I mean, what can you get out of the John Cena last match for somebody, because they haven't built anything. So if you just have Edge and Cena go at it one more time, Cena beats Edge, Edge goes back to AEW. You can get a little bit out of him in his last year because he's on his way out as well. Um, have like MJF destroy Copeland and try to squeeze some of that out there, and people are like, oh yeah, I remember Edge. Where's he at now? And then keep him in the zeitgeist. But yeah,
Not the zeitgeist.
I honestly I don't really know what to make of John Cena's last match, because it's clearly more about Cena than the actual match itself. It's just like it is the last match. It's not who he's facing. Is he gonna win? Is he gonna lose? It's just it's the last time. So I think you can pick anybody. I don't think, and I think Cena's just gonna win. I think you just whoever it is, Cena should just win, and he goes out on a happy note. He can do his tearful, or probably not tearful because Cena's a robot when it comes to stuff like that. Um, But yeah, because
What
I
do you
mean, we
mean?
talked about. I thought Logan Paul was the perfect one, but they ran through that match already. So
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Well, we're 2 months away, less than 2 months away, so we'll find out.
We shall see. We shall see. Um, Ilya Dragunov returns. He's the new United States champion. Uh, so if you get a neck tattoo, do you become a champion in WWE?
Apparently,
I
even it's more
mean,
like a chest tattoo.
it's on his neck,
It's a upper chest bleeding into the neck tattoo, but
but it's still on the neck.
Ilya he got thick with two C's.
Hey, man, you come back jacked, brother. Hello. Yeah,
Hopefully that doesn't lead to like, muscular injuries because, putting on, when we see with Pac, he's a smaller guy that has a lot of muscle. He kind of has been dealing with a lot of injuries lately.
yeah.
Um,
But yeah, no, Sami Zayn, the U.S. Open Challenge is. I feel like the title shouldn't just have the Open Challenge. It should be a certain person, and Sammy was the right guy for this time. It ended at the right time. That he didn't go on too long to where it got stale. It was the perfect timing. Solo did come out there to kind of stare him down. But yeah, all in all, Ilya Dragunov is the new United States champion. Congratulations to him, man.
yeah, excited for Ilya to come back. He's been on the show for quite some time with that knee injury.
Over a year.
I think he's, someone you could do more with if you want to. And thus far, even before he got injured, it seemed like WWE was doing something with him. So I don't know character wise what they'll do, face heel, whatever the
It,
case may
it's
be, but I think
it's
he can work either way.
it's about to be interesting. I mean, that mid card division on SmackDown is about to be real strong. Ilya's the champ. Sammy, I'm sure, is going to want a rematch. Carmelo still wants that title, even though he's dealing with the Miz. The Miz may want the title despite Carmelo. And then Solo Sikoa's walking around like there's some good stuff going on, man.
Yeah, I mean, SmackDown has not been the best, let's be honest, in the past couple months. And I think if you can kind of invigorate that mid card, then maybe that can give you some, because a lot of it is like, all right, what's Cody doing? And that's kind of it. Like, maybe some of the women's stuff is okay, but SmackDown has not been great. But hopefully, maybe some new stuff with Ilya and some other people, Carmelo Hayes possibly finally getting his chance to do something as a singles guy. We can get the show on the right track.
Absolutely, absolutely. Speaking of the MFTs, they attack right after this match, and then the MFTs face off with the Wyatts. I've heard the talk or people like, hey man, what if we do Wyatts and MFT in a War Games? I'm like, interesting, but I feel like I don't know, man. What like, can we bring back the traditional Survivor Series match? Can we at least get one on the show? Because I feel like you don't have to. Because like with the War Games, I don't see like are
There's no
they
clear and obvious one, especially now with the Vision
yeah,
disbanded.
with the Vision disbanded and like on Raw, all the baby faces aren't really getting along. Like I feel like like the main event guys will still find a way to get into a War Games match, but like, can we? Like I don't see like with the on the women's side, I don't see a clear thing for War Games at all. What is it going to be? What Stephanie and Nikki and what Bailey and Lyra versus what Raquel, Roxanne, and then what who
You can throw the Kabuki Warriors and Rhea and Io in there.
yeah, but
Yeah, I mean, there's no clear, obvious thing for War Games, and maybe this was kind of a pivot from the Seth injury, and be like, okay, we have to do a War Games. I guess we do Wyatts and MFTs, even though that's clearly like a lower mid card type act.
but I'm saying if we do a traditional Survivor Series match, they could be the match.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind the match itself because I feel like I still wish Thicky Cross, sorry, could actually be something in the women's division, but she's just kind of like a valet for the most part. She just kind of gets in there and doesn't really do much. So we'll see what
She's
happens.
Sister Abigail.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you look at that entire Wyatt. Nikki Cross is probably the best wrestler out of all of them, but it's neither here nor there.
We shall see. We shall see. All right, Monday Night Raw. The revision is out there with Braun Breaker looks great with the World Heavyweight Championship, but hey, uh, Adam Pierce comes out there. The title's been relinquished since Seth Rollins had surgery. He put out a post, see you on the other side. Yeah, title's been vacated. Number one contendership battle royal has been made. The Breaker and Reed were in it. Heyman goes to talk to Pierce. Pierce takes them out. Then Breaker and Reed are like, "Hey man, what the hell?" And then Heyman's like, "Hey, y'all gotta trust me. Brock Lesnar, listen to me. Look at him now. CM Punk, listen to me. Look at him now. Roman Reigns, listen to me. Look at them now. We have to be patient." And then we get to the number one contendership battle royal. And hey, man, this main event, Jey Uso, man, won the Royal Rumble, won this thing. Eliminated his brother's brother, saved him twice, eliminated him. Dom Mysterio, great heel tactic, getting eliminated, sliding right back in that thing. Yeah, Jey Uso will face CM Punk at Saturday night's main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, One of two things is gonna happen. We get a clear winner, and one of these guys is the champ, or Breaker and Reed ruin this, and that's how we get to War Games.
And still no world champion.
Yeah, yeah. What? What do you think? What do you think, man? Like, what? They ruin it. No world champion. We go to War Games. What you call it? We deal with that, and then what? We run it back with
We
Jay.
do
And
the WCW thing where whoever gets the pin ends up being the champion.
nah, then they're gonna have. Then the guys are gonna be fighting to
I
who gets the
what was that, the
pin.
98 one? Or what? There was like it was a 3-team world war games, and it was like whoever won was the number one contender for the world champion. It was so
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah. Like they're all gonna fight each other and all that other mess. Like, what do you would you crown it on Cena's last match or the day of it? Would you crown the new world champion there?
No, because like I said, I think that show is gonna sell itself, and it's just be the John Cena show for 2 hours.
So what you do? You do a main event of Raw.
Yeah, I mean, get a couple extra viewers on that show. If they're gonna do a non-finish, who knows? Which WWE is not scared to do a non-finish. But going back to Raw itself, I thought the opening segment was good. I thought the dynamic between Braun, telling Pierce to say please, and then he doesn't even give the title back to Pierce. He gives the title to Heyman to then give to Pierce. I thought was a great dynamic there. Um, riding them out of the battle royal made sense because you don't want them to lose right now. Becky, they had to. They had to acknowledge Becky Lynch in this whole situation, and I thought her standing up to Paul was good. But yeah, Becky, she's still gonna be a heel, so it's not like it's a babyface turn by any means. So I thought it's a tricky situation, it's a messy situation, but I thought they kind of navigated it well. And then Jey Uso winning, it's hard to kind of put any stock into what it means because of everything getting thrown into a tizzy with Seth's injury. They didn't, they continue the Jay character, whatever that is at this point. I don't know. Do you like what? Because like you just had to think, like, what was the point of Punk winning? Was it because they knew Seth was injured, so then they were going to put the title on him, or did they not think Seth was injured and then they're going to do something? They were going to do something with him later. I am because you think if Punk were to win the title, you're going to want to give him a run with it, but the current thing with Jay right now is like, all right, if he were to win, it would make sense for him to kind of have this more edgier character. And maybe the title is like, polluting his mind. So I don't know. I could see it going either way. Because Punk is like, the ready-made option to just keep it going. But Jay, you could maybe do something with his character.
And then what's yeah, exactly. Then what's gonna happen with Jimmy? Jimmy was looking like, hey, bro, like what the hell, man? Like maybe yeah, but we about to see how this plays out. Like maybe Jimmy could be like, hey, bro, no, I want to be champ too. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if you look at everybody from the bloodline, Jimmy's the only one that hasn't had a solo championship. So
And then we can have that Uso match and they can redeem themselves for WrestleMania 40.
yeah, they should have been given more because what they had like 10 minutes. They should have been given more time, man.
More super kicks.
God, they should have been given more time. Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. What else happened? Styles and AJ or AJ
AJ
Styles.
Lee.
Yeah, that was gonna be their tag name, but I think it's already taken. AJ Styles, Dragon Lee win the tag titles. Awesome, man. Like now we can do some stuff with these tag team championships.
I mean, I keep banging it for Dragon Lee to be something in WWE, and finally,
And
he's a champion, so that's a positive note. Let's keep the momentum going. Let's maybe do something with him as a singles guy. But Styles and Lee as a champion, matches are going to be fun. Matches are going to be good if they're given the opportunity to do something with it. Once again, Judgment Day to lose their titles, kind of for not no reason, but this was just kind of like a match, and then they just lost it. So I wonder if that means anything for the Judgment Day weekly dissension segments that always happen, which you haven't gotten too many recently. So
yeah, no, they've been chilling with the Judgment Day. They've been chilling with the Judgment Day, man. Yeah. What else happened on this show? Stephanie Vaquer was wrestling Roxanne Perez. Nikki Bella makes the save.
I mean, I mean, we talked a little about it. Maybe it's something for a War Games. I mean, Nikki and Vaquer is not the, craziest team up in the world, but they did kind of like come out of nowhere. I thought a little bit, but um, probably sets up a tag match on Raw or whenever they're gonna, do something like that, and maybe Nikki turns on her, and then they have a match that way for the title. I don't know. Maybe it was also just because they're in Sacramento and Nikki lives down the street in Sonoma, and they were like, you know what, or Napa, where the hell she lives at now.
Well, she got a great pop. People love Nikki Bella.
People love Nikki Bella. Not everyone, but some people. Because,
Man.
well, I mean, it seems like they're gonna do Vaquer taking on Rodriguez eventually, and probably it's gonna be next up. But in the interim, I think it's just Nikki kind of being the backup for Vaquer to even out the Judgment Day stuff.
Yeah, we shall see with that. We talked about Becky. Yeah, Becky Lynch retained the IC title in a very fun match with Maxine Dupree. Maxine has improved immensely. It was in Sacramento, her hometown. Great showing. Love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a simple underdog story, and Maxine's likable. She's been on television for long enough for people to have a connection with her, and Becky's a star, and people, like booing her. So it's easy stuff, but it made a lot of sense. One thing is, Jessica Carr continues to be the referee in these Becky Lynch matches, and Becky like keeps calling her out, and we know, Carr used to be slash is a wrestler because she was doing stuff on Evolve. Like, is this going to lead to something between the referee and Becky, or is this just me running into too much?
Well, has she been training?
She's a wrestler. She wrestled. The whole thing was like she wrestled under a mask in Evolve,
Oh
like the
yeah,
current
that's right.
Evolve, the WWE Evolve.
I did hear about that. Eh, not a title match, but she has a match with Becky. She like, almost gets her, but Becky in the end beats her. Like, what? It could be a fun 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she's no Earl Hebner to where like people have like a deep connection to her. But if you tell a story, maybe Becky, yelling at her, like being a little abusive towards her, maybe that would work. Because I mean, WWE, for better for worse, has kind of like doesn't make the referees that much of a character. Because even like in AEW, like people know Aubrey Edwards, and like if this was Aubrey Edwards and Becky Lynch, I think it'd be a much bigger deal because people have a connection to her. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, we shall see what goes down. Tell us about AEW, man.
Yep. So we're coming out of Wrestle Dream. If you haven't, go check out my Under the Radar episode. Basically, long story short, I thought it was a fine show, but there was nothing too crazy on the show in general. But Dynamite, where the Ops defeat the Hurt Syndicate, Ricochet comes out to distract the Hurt Syndicate, and then Samoa Joe chokes out MVP. Then we got Samoa Joe cutting a promo, his first heel promo. And I thought it was a little disappointing. It was just very like run of the mill cookie cutter heel stuff. I mean, I got a pop out of him calling the San Antonio women fat just because that's like a Charles Barkley bit, but he also went after the San Antonio Texas sports teams, and it was not a strong heel promo. I thought it was like it almost felt like he was doing a house show bit. So not a big fan of that. We did get Darby, Allen, and Moxley promos coming out of their I Quit match. Darby was short, sweet, to the point. Moxley's I thought was much better. It was a pre-recorded one right after the match. He just kind of like reminisced and talked about how you know he knew Darby wasn't going to be able to quit, and unfortunately he had to. He said he quit because he didn't want anything to much more to happen. Uh, Women's tag tournament is not underway, but it's in the beginning stages. Was it Jamie Hayter and Queen Amanada won a four-way match, and so they got to choose their opponents, and they're going to take on Sky Blue and Julia Hart in the first round as well. And the bracket was announced. Athena, and she just came out of nowhere from the doldrums of ROH to now she's going to team up with Mercedes Moné, and so they're going to be a tag team. Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa seem to also be a.
Hold on. With this whole Mercedes thing, bro, like I have to ask, like
She has 12 belts now.
yeah, bro, like so what is she gonna lose 12 matches?
Um,
She has all these indie titles, like, or are they gonna do
well,
the
one of them doesn't even count because it's the Owen Hart belt.
well? Okay, yeah, Well, are they gonna do the with Ultimo Dragon? You know, he lost one match and lost like 8 of those championships. Are they gonna do that?
Maybe. I mean, well, she has 12 belts.
A lot of them are from
So
like a couple random
one of
indies.
them's an AEW, one of them's an interim ROH one. Well, I guess two of them, but like I said, one of them doesn't count, so that's three, and then the rest of them, yeah, are like just like random indie belts.
So is she gonna go lose like eight or nine matches? Like that's what I'm asking.
I, I guess I don't know. I mean, you can do a bit where like she just continue like she's on this very high, and then she just goes on a losing streak. It also makes sense to where the Chris Statlander win over Tony Storm because it seems as though it's going to be a bridge for Mercedes to then win the AEW title, and then you can have her go back and then wrestle Tony Storm whenever that'll be because Tony Storm, has never lost to Mercedes, so that's one more hill that Mercedes would have to climb, and like maybe Tony Storm gets her groove back and she beats Mercedes for the title or whatever the case may be. So it was interesting or quizzical why Chris Statlander won the title the way she did, but it seems as though it's all pointing to just giving it to Mercedes Moné. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, women's
yeah.
tournament bracket. It's only 8 teams, so it's not going to be too much. I wouldn't be shocked if it's like Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa taking on Mercedes and Athena, and Tony and Mina win. So
I
that's
like it.
another thing to kind of have Mercedes go crazy of her losing and also losing to Tony Storm again. And then
I
main
like all
event,
that.
Okada, Bandito, Unify, or was it no, undisputed? No, unified champion. I think it's too many belts. Okada wins. He beats Bandito. Match was good. What you would expect, but don't love that Bandito got a pretty big win, and then Okada just gets his win back 4 days later. But that's how it is. Yeah. So that was Dynamite. It was a fine show. A lot of stuff around the women's tag tournament and some other like random matches and kind of fall off from Wrestle Dream. So nothing too big. We're gonna hear from whatchamacallit, Adam Page on Collision on Saturday, so we'll see where he's going with that. And yeah, we're going to Full Gear in November, so one of their tentpole events.
Yes, yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight in Lodi, California, 209 Scared Shitless Melon Mafia versus the 209 Click. Yeah, that's gonna go down. And then tomorrow night, Bakersfield, California, Rodeo Pro, Dead Man's Rodeo. The Melon Mafia will be live and in living color. Come check us out. We have new merch available. Those cartoon shirts that we wore at the kickback are available. The new Scoofiest design. Shout out Scoofy, shout out Uso, Alofa Atu Uso. That design, we have more shirts, and this is the last run of these shirts. We do have them. They will be available in Bakersfield and possibly at the anniversary show for Oasis Pro 11/8/25 in Vallejo. So come check us out, man. Wherever you catch the Melanin Mafia, you know it's a good time. We do it like nobody else can. Thank you guys so much. As always, be safe and stay dangerous. Yes, sir.